Hi, guys. I'm Dr. Jenny White, a dentist in Sarasota, Florida, and her fearless patient, Susan, with our podcast, Open Wide, Unfiltered Opinions Between a Dentist and Her Patient. Over the past 25 years or so, I've been sitting in a little room talking to myself all day, and I've gained a lot of wisdom through that process, which I want to share with you. We hope our podcast casts optimism and fearlessness to you so you can rise to the top, stay at the top, and dream bigger than you've ever imagined. So on today's soup du jour, we have manifesting. And Susan, I know you're very excited about this topic. I find it interesting that two business-minded women such as ourselves find manifesting so interesting, but we do. So here we go. I looked up the definition of manifesting, and then I thought, what is a manifest or a manifesto? So I looked that up as well, just for the heck of it, because I wanted to know. And I found that a manifest is a written public declaration of intention, goals, or policy, and it can also lay out a plan of action. So I said to myself, that's interesting, a manifest, plan of action. The definition of manifesting is bringing your specific desires, goals, or outcomes into reality through focused thoughts, beliefs, and actions. So in essence, manifesting is a mental plan of action. Let's talk about this plan of action. I think it's a creative way of putting into your reality what you want, that your thoughts and intentions can be brought into your reality. What do you think? What say you?
Well, I've been doing this for years. I'm a huge believer in manifestation, and I know there's a lot of science behind it. Perhaps you're going to talk about that. For me, it's absolutely believing that you can get what you want in life, and so I've used it to manifest opportunities. I've used it to manifest money. I've actually used it to manifest one of my husbands, the good one. And I actually have the list that I made. This goes back 30 years of what I was looking for in a guy, and that came mostly true, which we'll get to in a minute. But I think there's a couple of components when you manifest that you have to absolutely make sure are in place. You must believe that you're capable of doing this, okay? I have a friend, for example, who I helped manifest something recently, and you could tell she was skeptical going into the session, and of course it didn't come true for her because I don't think she really fully believed that this could happen. So you have to believe that it can happen. And you have to come from a point of gratitude, be grateful for what you already have in your life, and that more good things will come to you if you already start from a place of gratitude. And then finally, you need to write things down, as I did when I was manifesting my husband, as I mentioned a minute ago, or a vision board. Lots of people use vision boards, bulletin board that you have in your office or your bedroom or your home someplace, where you pin up things that you really want to see happen in your life, travel-related, opportunity-related, money-related, whatever it is. So vision boards, sometimes they're called future boards, sometimes they're called wish boxes. It doesn't matter, but you have to make a conscious effort to write things down. And when you do, it'll come, in my experience anyway, it comes true. Doesn't happen right away. Sometimes you have to wait a while for it, but it absolutely comes true. So I use it all the time. I've used it for years.
Do you think writing it down, because that is a stumbling block for me, I don't know about everybody else, but writing it down, does it take it from our brain and put it onto the paper, and then we can look at it objectively and believe it? Is that what the writing it down is doing?
I think it crisps up for the universe exactly what it is you're looking for, right? So if the more specific you can be, the more likely you're able to reach that profile. That's what I think it is. And I'm sure there's some science behind it. I just don't know the science behind it. But yeah, that's what I think it is.
So how long have you been, quote, manifesting?
Oh, over 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I looked up, there's a book called The Secret.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've read that or if anybody else has read that, by Rhonda Byrne. That was written in 2006, I believe. And that's kind of when I got into manifesting. I've done the vision boards. I do write things down. But I agree, unless you deep down believe that this is real, it's not going to work. You just don't bother. And I've done vision boards when I really didn't believe. And it turned out to be like a craft project.
Yeah, exactly.
More than anything.
Right.
And I thought, geez, what a waste of time. But when you believe it, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah, and manifestation is one of the 12 laws of the universe that include law of attraction, law of vibration, law of relativity. In fact, we should devote future podcasts to some of these laws. We won't get into today, but it's all connected, and you have to believe in those laws, particularly the one for manifestation, in order for things to happen for you, in my opinion.
I don't want our listeners to think manifesting is magic, because I don't believe it is.
No.
I think it's quite the contrary. I think you have to be determined and put everything towards it in order for it to happen or appear. And of course, for me, I have to have a really clear mind entering into, if there's something that I want to manifest, I have to have a clear and calm mind. So for me, I have to move my body and get energy out of me, and then sit down, meditate a little bit, and get clear. And that takes me some time. It's not like in one session I'm good.
Right.
This is a process.
Yeah, and you need to revisit the list or the vision board or whatever it is you're making on a regular basis. And there's some theory that you should do 3-6-9, which is 3 times in the morning, review your list, 6 times in the afternoon, review your list, and 9 times at night. It seems a little excessive to me, but you do need to stay with it and stay on it and be visualizing and thinking about it on a regular basis in order for it to come true.
I would lose track. I can't do 3-6-9.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you right now. Like I used to be on the swim team, and we had to swim so many laps. And I'm like, as I did my flip turn, I'm like, is this 12 or 13?
Yeah.
14? Which one am I on? So I'm not a numbers girl, but I do think you have to revisit that list over and over and over, and make sure you really want what's on the list.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's really, really important. Yeah. No, that's really important.
I think we've both, from the looks on our faces, we've both had things on the list that probably shouldn't have been on there.
And not everything comes true. So let me read you some of the criteria that I had. This goes back 30 years when I was manifesting my husband. So the first thing on the list is Anglo-Saxon. I kind of thought that I wanted somebody. Well, actually, I was in an Irish stage. I was into Dublin boys at the time. That's why that's on there. That did not come true. My husband was Turkish. It had nothing to do with Anglo-Saxon. So not everything comes true, right? So then I put down what age I wanted. I definitely wanted somebody who had been married before, as I had been married before, because I think that's the type of person who knows how a marriage works and can be a good partner in a marriage. And I wanted somebody, this is what I wrote down, I want somebody who knows how to be a partner and understands commitment to a partnership. So that's down on this, funny and warm. Like if you're funny and warm, but particularly if you're funny, like that's like I'm probably going to bed with you if you're funny. I'm just saying right now. And he was hilarious, this guy. So, and somebody who maybe was from the creative side. And it turns out my husband was a photographer, so he absolutely was from the creative side. But I said maybe from the creative side, writer perhaps is what I put down with a question mark. And somebody who likes to travel and is well-traveled, and he was well-traveled. And these are things I like. And so anyway, likes to go to the theater, likes reading, likes biking, likes skiing. Not a huge social butterfly, but certainly can work well in social circles, but not like a party animal. And so anyway, those are some of the criteria that I put down. And curiously, I put down here at the end, I don't want to be a CEO's wife. So I was clear about what I didn't want in addition to what I did want. So those are some of the criteria that I used, and many of them came true in the form of this person, my husband. So, yeah.
And
it works.
I think that's amazing. And I believe it. And I know it to be true because it happened. I have a much smaller example of just day-to-day little things that I've manifested for the past, I don't know, however many years, ever since I read that book. I call it my parking karma. And literally, we could be in the world's busiest parking lot, driving around, trying to find a spot. And whomever is in the car with me will say, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to get the commuter bus, and we got to go up the mountain and down to the river. And, and all of a sudden, right at the front of wherever it is we need to be, boom, somebody backs out and I pull in.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Now, my BHT Tom would say, it's not every time. Jenny thinks it's every time, but it's pretty darn accurate. And it's because I believe I genuine and I know this sounds a little crazy, but I believe that I just have the best parking karma on earth.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I think is important to do when you're manifesting is once you think it, once you have the vision board, once you've analyzed it, once you've revisited it, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it
Let it go
go.
into the universe so it
Let
can
it
do
go
its
out.
job. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to let it go.
Yeah.
And then the exciting part comes of the exciting part of manifesting to me is you can't worry about it. You can't ruminate on it. You really just have to let it go and see what happens.
Yeah, except revisit it, as we mentioned a minute
Right.
ago. That has to happen. I talked earlier that I don't really know the science behind this, and I should since I've been doing it for a long time. But maybe in a future podcast we could do manifesting too, and have somebody come in who understands the science. Because you made a point earlier that I want to make sure everybody understands. We don't think this is magic at all. Like this comes from you and your soul and your own desires, and sending it out to the universe in a way that the universe can react and give you what you want. I don't think it's got a thing to do with magic. So, yeah, we should talk more about that.
Well, and speaking of science, before I get a little sciency on you, what do you say we taste the drink of the podcast?
Okay, this is a good time to do that.
Hip
I'll
hip
manifest it.
hooray.
Hang on a
Let's
minute.
manifest that drink.
So, we're going to start with a toast to manifestation with a drink called the Manifesto.
Ooh.
Yay. And look at it, it's a pretty like summer drink. So it's frozen strawberries in a blender with limeade. You know that frozen concentrate limeade that you
Yeah.
can get? So a little bit of that, some vodka, of course, and some Sprite or some sort of sparkling lemon lime seltzer on top. And then I've also put a little bit of lime zest on top of that.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see.
It is good.
This is summertime in a glass.
Yeah.
This, I feel like I'm outside up north. Sprinklers are going.
Yeah.
Sun is
On a
out.
lake.
Everybody's running around.
Yeah.
We're on a lake.
Yeah, this
now
is
we're
very
in a,
summery.
we're in a sailboat right now. This
Mm.
is summertime. Oh, that's wonderful.
That is great. Okay, so that will help us manifest what we want for the rest of the day.
Well, just a little teeny weeny piece of science to
Yeah.
go with this in case we have some listeners going, okay, this is a little woo woo for
Foo-foo,
me or
yeah.
foo foo woo woo, whatever. There is a part of our noggin, and I'm from West Virginia, so we refer to the brain as a noggin. There is a part of your noggin called the reticular activating system.
Mm-hmm.
And this system, they've scientifically discovered and studied it. It recognizes opportunities related to your goals. So when your reticular activating system is activated, that's when these magical things start happening. So there is a small piece of science to manifesting.
Yeah, and I'd love to be able to get somebody on who actually has some sort of study on it, or certainly knows what the complete science is, because I think that's important. Yeah. Otherwise, people consider it to be foo-foo, but it actually is couched in some science. And by the way, so is the negative part of this too. So if you think something bad is going to happen, it's likely to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you think? Have you ever had that experience where you're like, oh, gee, because this is going to happen, and sure enough, it happens because you are focused on bad. So it works both ways. It's not just good stuff in your life, but it can also be bad stuff in your life. So you be very mindful about what's in your mind.
And it's interesting because I used to do these little mini triathlons years ago, like way, way, way back. And when I was learning to cycle, the cycling instructor told me, don't focus on the rocks in the road right in front of you. Keep your eyes forward. Keep your eyes way ahead. And it's similar. If you're going to focus on, oh, this is not going to happen, if you start doubting yourself, and you start worrying and you're saying things to yourself like, someone like me, these things just don't happen. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to hit the little rocks right in front of you.
Right.
But if you keep your eyes and your beliefs and your dreams ahead and stay focused on that, that's what you're going to get.
Right. That's exactly right. And I also think too, so on my current manifestation board, for example, I've got a couple of things. This is just my personal one. I have one for my business as well. This is personal. So one of them is I'm going to take up skiing again this year. So for many, many, many years, I skied, and then I got away from it for like 20 years. So now I'm going to take it up again, which I know may be kind of a stupid thing to do, but to your earlier point, I'm now associating myself with people who ski in their 60s, right? There's these groups that you can meet who are actively skiing, and when you associate with those kinds of people, you're automatically lifted up. Like, yeah, I think I can do this because look, they're doing it. Why can't I do it? So that's on my manifestation board for this winter to get back into sort of skiing shape, if you will. Yeah. So that
You mentally break the bonds that hold you back.
yeah.
You're associating yourself with people that can do, are doing, are going to be doing this with you or have done it already. And it's making you say to yourself, heck yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's so important the people that you affiliate yourself or surround yourself with, that's going to have a huge impact on you and your life.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Great for you.
And well, also you have to be conditioned, right? I mean, you can't just go out there having
Sure.
never done a sit up or walked a mile or anything like that. Like, you got to be conditioned to get out there. So that's part of the process too. So get in the game, get into the process, associate yourself with some people who are already doing it, so you can visualize yourself doing it too, and get out there and do it.
I think it's great.
So we'll see. I may come in traction, like in our, get our February podcast. You're like, what
Full
happened to
body
you?
cast.
Oh, right. The skiing manifestation.
Our next
didn't quite
podcast
work.
is live from the hospital.
Anyway, so that's on my list. And then here's another obtuse thing. So I've always wanted to do stand-up comedy. I know. It's the most incredible thing because, believe it or not, I'm actually a shy person. I know that you'll fall right out of your chair listening to me say this. But you know, on Myers-Briggs, like I'm an INTJ, which stands for introvert. Nobody knows this. Like, I'm actually a shy person. I know everybody's shocked. So I would love to be able to get up and do, like, that would get out of my comfort zone and get up and do stand-up comedy. So I'm starting to associate myself with some comics, and I'm starting to, there's a place in town, we have a comedy theater in town you can go and listen to people, and they also have a school. So that's on my vision board. So this is a long-winded way of saying the types of things that I have currently on my vision board.
That's so exciting.
I don't know. We'll see.
That's so exciting. I'm going to be in the front row.
Yes, you
I will be in the front row.
Right. What's on your vision board? Right
You
now?
know, you're much more of a manifester than I am. When we were talking about this and what's on my vision board, I basically every morning I visualize things that I would like to see happen as if they're already finished, as if they're already there, as if I'm walking into whatever it is that I want to visualize. So I don't know if I call that a visualization board.
Yeah, I think it's in your head. It's just not on a bulletin board, right? Wouldn't you say?
Right. So for me, I have a couple, I have office things that I'd like to manifest for my office, number of people that I help each year. I keep track of that, and I really want to see myself increase that.
Mm-hmm.
I have some home renovation projects that haven't even started, but I visualize it as finished. I see the home already done. And then the other thing I do is every year, when you go for your medical checkup, I visualize the doctor coming in and saying, "Clean as a whistle, Jenny White. Great job. You're good to go. See you next year." So for me, health is very important, but I visualize myself getting A+ on every test, health-wise, which, knock on Formica, that's been, so far so good.
Yeah. Well, cancer patients use that, of course, visualization, that when they have chemo, that's going to take care of all the bad stuff and they'll be good. So visualization and feeling like you are something else is good.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Do you ever find that sometimes when you're not at your best, do you doubt your manifestation board or your vision board? Do you doubt these things at all?
I don't think I've ever come from a place of doubt. You mean doubting that it's going to come true?
Right.
No. I absolutely believe it's all going to come true. Now, is it going to come true in a timeline I want? Not necessarily. But I absolutely believe that what I want, I'm in charge of getting.
That's strong. That's powerful.
Yeah.
I feel like in closing, I think manifesting is an amazing tool that we can use to bring our dreams into reality. Bob Marley, the singer, he says, love the life you live and live the life you love. And I think manifesting helps us do that. So in closing, I'd just like to say peace and love to everybody. Oh my God, I totally forgot the tip.
Yeah. So
I went straight to the close.
I know. Well, you were so wrapped up in, your manifestations. So, given that you're a dentist, I've come with some tips of the day today using toothpaste. There's a lot of ways you can use toothpaste besides your teeth. Did you know that? Did they teach you this in dental school? They should.
Haven't spent a lot of time on that topic.
Okay.
No,
well,
no,
for
but
example,
I'm here and I'm ready.
Okay. Well, for example, on your piano, when you have yellow keys, all you have to do is put some toothpaste on the white keys that have turned yellow, and with a soft toothbrush, brush, and then wipe with a damp cloth, and you have white keys again. Did you know that?
I did not.
See, these are things you need to know.
That's amazing.
All right. Similarly, when you have a car that's got cloudy headlights, this just happened to me the other day. I had to spend like $110 something to get my headlights, cleared up. All you have to do is take toothpaste on that plastic piece in the headlight.
Sure.
And rub it on, let it stay on for a couple of minutes, and then wipe it off with a damp cloth, and it makes all the difference in the world in terms of what you can see out of your headlights. And the same is true for goggles. Like if you're wearing goggles when you're swimming, or you're wearing goggles when you're skiing, or wherever you're doing, toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
So see, you didn't even know these things.
I didn't know those things.
They're great.
Susan, those are amazing tips. Thank you. I gotta go clean my car.
I don't know why they don't teach you this in dental school, but all right.
Thank you for our tip.
You're welcome.
We thank you for listening and hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please share this show with friends and family and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way, you'll never miss weekly drops. Stay strong, dream big, and floss your teeth.